Hi, welcome back to Cedar Porch Homestead. I'm JR, and today we're going to be talking about running your backyard homestead like a business, because essentially that's what you have to do to make this a profitable endeavor. Maybe not always monetarily, but at least profitable in your health, profitable in your spiritual fulfillment, and to make having a backyard homestead a blessing, not a curse. Stick around. So most businesses don't even make a profit for the first 18 to 24 months, and little over 25% actually fail within the first year. So we don't want you to end up that way with your backyard homestead. While backyard homesteading can take on so much more than being a business owner, because there's a lifestyle involved. There's the responsibilities of everything that you have going on here in the backyard homestead, but there's also a belief structure that needs to take place, and you've got to be able to answer all the whys. Why do you find this lifestyle so interesting? Why is the quality of the food you consume so important to you? Why do you have to be the one to produce it? Why is self-reliance so important to you? There's so many whys that you have to answer. We don't have time to cover them all, but each and every one of them does have to be answered to make sure that backyard homesteading is going to be a successful endeavor for you. So just like a business, your backyard homestead has to develop a business plan, or it can go so horribly wrong. What animals do you want to start off with? Do you want to start off with a garden? Do you just simply want to start off with a compost bin to start developing this really rich soil so that you can then start a garden? If you want to start off with animals, well, what animals do you want to start off with? Does time of year play a role in when you can bring these animals on your homestead? Are you going to breed them? Are you going to process them? While many people might not agree, these animals are not pets. You can love on them, you can really spend a lot of time with them, but they need to be production animals that are here to sustain you and your family. Without a clearly drawn business plan for your homestead, you, just like a new business owner, you're going to have the weight of the world on your shoulders, and you're going to run into what's called burnout, and you're not even going to give yourself a chance to succeed. So by starting small and building slowly, it gives you a chance to keep your energy levels up and the momentum moving forward, so that you can stay focused on that methodical plan going forward, and you have a paced intentionality to it so that you can adjust if something goes catastrophically wrong before you do harm to your animals, your homestead, or worse, yourself. Every decision should be one that has the monetary evaluation scrutinized before you buy any new asset, just like a business would do. Investment's the name of the game, and any new asset should either appreciate in value or pay dividends, or if it doesn't fit those two criteria, is it something that you really need to add to your homestead? Some examples would be your garden, because it appreciates in value and produces year after year as long as it's managed properly. Laying chickens pay dividends every day, typically, as long as you get good production birds, and that dividend is in the form of a delicious egg. Dairy goats can actually pay appreciation and dividends because they appreciate in value by their offspring that they have each year. You can sell those and actually make a little bit of money and recoup some losses there. And they pay dividends in that if you're milking them, they give you fresh milk every single day. Backyard rabbits are also a great example of something that appreciates and pays dividends. They appreciate by producing high quality protein by reproduction, and they pay dividends, well, in their droppings, because their droppings are a cold manure or a cold compost manure that you can apply directly to your garden, and they do that every single day as well. So there are a ton of other livestock options that you can bring onto your backyard homestead, and each one has benefits and drawbacks. And just like a business, you have to look at that risk-benefit ratio to make sure it's something that's going to add and be profitable for your backyard homestead. While all this is great to talk about, one of the biggest pitfalls that happen with new businesses and backyard homesteads is the ability to cash flow. If you don't have working capital to continue investing in, whether it's a business or a backyard homestead, then you're going to run into some major problems. One of the main differences between your homestead and a business is it's a little bit more difficult to go down to the local bank and ask for a loan so that you can start your new backyard chicken flock. I mean, maybe you can. I would think they would graciously ask you to leave, but I don't know how the loan game works these days. This is another reason to start slow and be very methodical about what you're bringing onto the homestead, because you don't want to overextend yourself, and you want to be able to cash flow your entire operation. If you add chickens, they're going to need a coop. If you have rabbits, they're going to need a hutch. And if you have goats, they're going to need a pen. not only are they going to need this infrastructure to live in, they're also going to have a recurring expense of their feed. So in essence, you need to create a budget, and you need to stay within that budget. Don't go in debt if you can help it. I mean, let's be honest, one of the long-standing proud histories of homesteading is self-resilience, and it's not very self-resilient to operate on someone else's money. Finally, be patient. Not every business is going to thrive immediately out the gate, and neither is your homestead. You're going to need time to establish patterns, routines, a little bit of self-reliance, a lot of knowledge to be successful on your backyard homestead. If you expect too much too fast, you're really just setting yourself up for failure. So I encourage you, set up small wins. Companies do this where it's their goal set so that they can celebrate and acknowledge those small wins along the way. And what that does, that encourages you, that brings you back, that makes you wanting more. And you have to do that for yourself as well. Make sure you celebrate those small wins, because if you're doing this with your family, that's also going to keep them motivated and encouraged to walk this path with you. And here's a little bonus tip. Just like a small business, your most important part of this is going to be your labor force. So if you have a spouse, if you have kids, don't burden them under micromanagement. Let them have a little bit of freedom and encourage them along the way, and let them be innovative and resourceful, and let them really stretch their entrepreneurship into the things within the business that they like to do. Thank you so much for letting me share my heart and how we run our backyard homestead as a business. Maybe not always as a profitable business, but that it is spiritually, emotionally uplifting, that it connects us as a family. We're eating healthier food that we're producing ourselves. And well, it's growing us closer together as a family as well. And that's pretty profitable if you ask me. So if you like our content, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, and leave us a comment below. Let us know how your backyard homestead experience is going, how it's profitable for you. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll see you on the next one.